Hi, it's day 4, and we are going to slow down to listen. Slow down to listen. I'm an extrovert by nature, but not until recently when I took a quiz, it was determined that I am an ambivert. What's an ambivert? They fall directly in the middle. They perhaps exhibit the qualities of both an extrovert and an introvert, depending on their mood. What does that mean? If there is one thing that I have in common with an introvert crowd, it is that I love spending time alone. I love it. Don't get me wrong. I love people. I love being around my husband, my family, my kids, but there's something about that alone time. This alone time for me starts at 4 a.m. in the morning. It all began, I think, a couple years back when my family began to multiply, and it seemed as if I couldn't get that alone time. So 4 a.m. was the best time for my alone time with God, followed by a good workout. It was the best. If I can be honest, there are times when my alone time is interrupted with perhaps I want to sleep in. I might have other things to do, which is okay, right? Well, not if you make it a habit, because one day of sleeping in usually leads to another day, and before you know it, a whole week has gone by, and I'm just busy with other things on my list that's before you know it, God no longer becomes part of my schedule at all. I think Jesus is an ambivert, and let me explain. He enjoyed time with people, and he also loved his alone time with God. Mark 1 verse 9 through 15 says, he spent 40 days in the wilderness. I was thinking 40 days. What did you do in all that time besides being tempted by the enemy? No doubt that he spent time listening to the Father. Listening to the Father really helped him prepare for the work he had come to do. Do you know how listening takes a lot of skill? It takes full engagement of the heart. It takes eye contact. To be honest, it's easy for me to disconnect from conversations when people are talking too long. There are times where I can cut a person off prematurely and I add in my thoughts, which doesn't make me a good listener, but therapists have shared that to be a good listener, listen here, to be a good listener, we must slow down and really let the person get their full thought out before we respond. Do not plan for a response, just listen. This is true in life and with God. If we can just try to listen to God's voice without forming a rebuttal in our mind, just slow down to listen. That is it. Psalms 46 verse 10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." There's a quote by an unknown author that I really love, and it says, "If you can't hear the Father's heartbeat, you're too far away." Be close enough to hear that God loves you and hear a response from him. Just like Samuel, when the Lord came to Samuel, and Samuel simply said, "Your servant is listening." Today, let's spend some time listening. Just listen with your heart, with your ears, with your mind. Take time to slow down, be still, and listen. God bless you.